Hi, this is Debbie with Book and Bujo, and welcome to the continuation of my bookmark series where I am going to set up an exercise tracker and a water tracker. So if you want to see how I make my bookmarks, I will link up in the cards as well as in the description box below for my Year in Pixels bookmark, and that shows you how to make each of the different bookmarks, including doing your corner rounder on the edges. It's super simple though. You pretty much just need some type of notepad paper that is a dot grid, which makes it easier to sketch out your bookmark. And then you just line it up under here, you cut it to the size you want, and you use the corner rounder to make the edges pretty. All right, let's get started. I've seen some wellness trackers that have a lot of really good information on there. So you can have your date, a rating for your day, whether it was a positive day or just a even day, or maybe it was kind of a negative day. Maybe you took a step back in a project, maybe you ran into some issues, or maybe it was an amazing day, you finished a project, you got a raise, something great happened. When you woke up, when you went to sleep, your water intake, did you take your vitamins, what was your energy rating like, your mood, your movement for the day, and any notes. So that's a great one for a journal if you want to make your notes and everything like that. But if you want something that's more of an at a glance and see your entire year in one place, something like this may work for you. Now for the mood tracker, you can use the Year in Pixels, which I will link that up in the cards as well. And this one that I set up in our last video gives you your mood for each day in the month. You could also do a waking tracker and a sleeping tracker. Do sleep on one side, wake on the other. So you can have your key would be different time periods. Did you wake up at 7? Maybe it was 7:30. Was it 8? 8:30? Did you go to bed at midnight? Was it 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m.? Whichever time you want to make sure you go to sleep each night, you would put in one spot, and then the time you currently are going to sleep you would put on the other end, and then you fill in the times to bridge the gap between, and then you keep track of those. And the same with waking up. And for the vitamins, you could use that as just a habit tracker if you want in your journal, in your bullet journal. But you can also use your energy. You can do something like your Year in Pixels with your energy instead of moods. It could be your energy. So you could have a key from 1 to 10, or you could just write the numbers in here. So I had a 1 day, an 8 day, a 7 day, a 5, however you want to do that. That kind of takes up somewhat with the notes. That would just be a journal each day. You could do a 5-year journal, which would be great for this one. Your movement, so a workout tracker. Your mood, that would be your Year in Pixels. The energy, you could also do that. So you could do your mood on one side and your energy on the other. You could do a wake and sleep, wake on one side, sleep on the other. And then hydrate and movement are the ones I want to focus on today for these ones. So I think we're going to do the black this time, but I'm going to set it on top of this pink one just so you can see it a little bit better since my background is dark as well. So again, you can use scissors or a paper cutter if you have one to cut out your bookmarks, and then again the corner rounder to make the edges pretty if you want. And then you'll need some type of fine liners to make the fine details, and then some brush pens or jelly rolls or something like that for the details. So I got a pack of Moonlight jelly rolls for Christmas, and I think they would work great for this. I also have some metallic dot markers, which will also show up on the black paper. So we will start with these and go from there. And these dot markers have a marker tip on one side and then the dot on the other. And then these ones are all in the size 10, which is a little bit big. It works good for filling in the squares and stuff, but for fine detail that might be a little big. We'll see. We'll give it a try. I also have some glaze pens, which are also from Sakura, and they're kind of cool. They work a little like puffy paint, I guess you could say. It gives a little bit of a 3D effect, so I may try those as well. Okay, to start out with, we need to set up our table. So it'd be something similar to this one here, and you can use this one as a guide if you like to create your months and your days. And then we would again have a key at the bottom and then a title at the top. Maybe I'll go with the glaze pen and see what happens to make the table itself. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that'll be for the months. Turn it to the side here. And I think I forgot to count this way. Yep, I need another one here. I'm going to use my ruler, but I'm going to use it a little bit backwards here, because I didn't want to smudge this one. And there's a couple things you can do about this. So if you make a mistake like that, you can either do all the lines this way and all the lines this way, or you could do just the outer two to make it match on both sides. So I think I will decide that at the end. And this one's kind of the clear one, so I'm not sure how well you can see. There you go. You can kind of see the lines there, which is kind of cool. But I may want it to stand out a little bit more than that. This one should be the white one. I think this is the clear and this is the white. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the white. Let's find out. There you go. It's starting to show up a lot more now as it dries. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these sides. See if we can get it to whiten up a bit. So again, January has 31 days. 30, and it's 29 for 2024. And we have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. All right, we'll see how that dries up and see if that, and decide if that's the direction I want to go or not. Actually, I think I'm going to use the blue just to say, we can either say water, you can say hydration tracker. So for hydration tracker, I would say you count any liquids that you've had. And that would include tea, water, coffee, any type of beverage. If you had, some fizzy water or something like that. To me, that's what says hydration. But if you want to mainly track how much water, actual water you're having, then I would call it a water tracker. So I'm going to say water. And put 2024. We'll see what this looks like. Do a little cursive in there and see how that works. I'm going to take my white Archer and Olive gel pen for the dates. And I want to put my key down here. So you can decide if you want to track by 8 ounces, if you want to track by 16 ounces, by 32 ounces. It just depends on what size drinks you typically have for water or what your goal is. So I typically have a 32 ounce mason jar of water. And so if I tracked these, I would want 3 to 4 of these a day. Or if I wanted to track 16 ounces, then I could say, well, I had half of one of these, so that would count as 1. Or if I had a full one, I would count that as 2. Also depends on how many pens you have. So I have 4 of the metallic dot pens, so I could start out with that. Or I have 5 of these colors, so I could do 5 different ones. I think I'm going to use these because I haven't used them yet, and I want to try them out. And I think I'm going to keep them in this order. And I still have room, so I will go ahead and end with this gray one. So we'll say this would be 16 ounces, 32 ounces. I need to put the months of the year in here as well. All right, so that white glaze pen actually ended up working out well. It just took a little bit of time to dry. The blue one up here didn't come out quite as well. You can see it, but not as well as the white here. But you can kind of see as it puffs up a little bit off the paper there. All right, January, maybe I had 64 ounces that day, so I would color it in this one. New Year's resolutions and all did really good for a couple of days there. Then had a rough day and didn't quite get quite as much water as I was hoping. I did okay for the next few days here. Then I was running errands and had an appointment and I forgot to bring water with me, and so I did really bad that day. And this would be a good time to pair it with your year in pixels to say like, okay, I did not have a lot of water. What was my mood? What was my energy? How did that look? And could it be contributed to my lack of water for that day? How did my workout go? And then so on and so forth down the line. Maybe had a really good day down here and you met your ultimate goal a couple of times. Right, so that is what a water tracker could look like. So your key at the bottom, your header or your title at the top, the months of the year, the days of the month, and then each month's tracking. Okay, for the other side, let's do an exercise tracker. Let's go ahead and keep this one up here to give us a guide to make it a little bit easier. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to go this direction this time, and I will put the numbers on this side instead. So here is 31, and that's where we want to stop. Again, for me, I do better going towards the right for long lines, but most people do find it easier to go this direction. And as you can see, I did not wait long enough for the gel to dry on that side. Just keep that in mind when you're filling these out. Sometimes it's easier to use pens that dry quickly, so you don't have to worry about if you shut your bullet journal too early and it transferring to the next page. So we have January, and this is 30, and then 29. Remember, February is 28 days, except for this year in 2024, where we have our fun leap year. So March and April, May and June, July, August, September, October, November, and I did just do that again. 12 dots, but not 12 spaces. That's right. Let's show you one that's like this as well. If you want to make sure you're doing better with your lines, you can use a ruler, but I don't want to smear my gel pen with the ruler. As you can see, I didn't do quite as good of a job on this side for those lines. One thing that's nice about the black paper, especially the Archer and Olive black paper, you can actually use a black permanent marker on it and it doesn't actually seep through to the other side. Of course, my permanent marker is starting to die, but it does a pretty good job about covering up mistakes. So there's each of the months. We'll have our key at the bottom. Actually, we could have the days on either side. Go ahead and do this side though. And then one of the things, if you do the lines this way, you kind of lose all of where your dots are. So it's nice to have another dot grid paper that's could be behind it to help with that. Let's go ahead and do the sideways lines as well. And again, you can use a ruler if you like. It does take a little bit longer. And with the gel pens, it's hard because it can smear like it did there. But it is much easier to make nice, pretty straight lines. Sometimes you want to wipe off the ruler partway through just to make sure you're not continually getting little smear spots. Another thing you can do is just color in, especially if you have white paper, you can color in these spots here to differentiate between the months that have 30 days and the ones that have 31. I'm just going to use the glaze pen for that. It's this one here. We'll see how that one turns out as it dries. Not quite sure what color that one is. I'm going to go ahead and use my gold Ohuhu dual tip dot pen and the marker tip side to write in what this one is. And you can do exercise tracker, workout tracker, movement tracker, however you want to do it. If you're someone who likes to take more like walks and hikes and that type of thing and you want to count it more as movement as opposed to I went to the gym and worked out, or I did a aerobics workout, or whatever the case is. I'm just so used to saying exercise tracker that that's what I'm going to use. And let's go with a different color, make it stand out a little better. You can get some of that excess off. And dry out the gel when you make a mistake there before you come in with the Sharpie or permanent marker. Now writing over the top of the permanent marker on here doesn't always work quite as well. You sometimes have to go over it a couple of times. Alright, then for a key down below, we have cardio, weights, yoga, stretching, and rest. So yoga and stretching to me are different things. Sometimes stretching could be yin yoga or some form of yoga, but you also have like hot yoga and power yoga where you're actually really working and gaining muscle doing body weight exercises, as opposed to stretching is where you're trying to lengthen all of your muscles instead of building them up. So I also want to have in here a walking day and also a hiking option, which is a little bit different as well. And again, if you're going to do both in the same day, maybe you did yoga in the morning and then later in the afternoon you decide to take a hike, you can do a line diagonal and do the top left corner would be, say, whatever you did in the morning, so say yoga, and the bottom right corner would be whatever you did later in the day, which would be like your hiking. Or if you're doing 75 hard or something like that where you're consistently doing 2 workouts a day, you would just do the top part would be, or you could do the top half and the bottom half, you could do the left half, the right half, however you want to split that box up. And then in my bullet journal, I actually write down exactly what workout I did. So if I did a workout video, or if I did upper body workout with dumbbells, or lower body, or if I did a push day or a pull day or a back day or abs, core, whatever, I put that in here what the exact thing is, and so then I can use this to then go in here and do what the basic thing was that I did. So you can do icons, you can do your dots, you can do gel pen, whatever you want to use for that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 7 options. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So we'll go with these colors. So we'll use this one as a rest day. September or January 21st was a rest day for me. So I would color that in. And then also the 28th. And so I basically did no kind of workouts or anything on those particular days. We'll say a hiking day, stretching, use this one for cardio. I'm actually going to use the silver for the weights. Walking is blue, and yoga will be purple. So that's what an example could look like. You could also do if you had an upper body day, a lower body day, a full body, core workout, cardio, that type of thing as well. So that is my water tracker bookmark. Let's go ahead and fix my smudges there. Not that they will show up when I actually color in my squares. Fix this, just do a couple little touch-ups here. All right, so a water tracker with the key. This is what this could look like. And then an exercise tracker with your key at the bottom. And stay tuned for more bookmarks that I will be having in my bookmark series throughout the year, like a reading tracker, pages read, audiobooks listened to tracker, as well as many others that I have come up with where you want to actually look at through a year at a glance. Waking and sleeping tracker, even a weather tracker. They fit so nicely in your bullet journal to keep track of. So you've seen my lunar bookmark tracker before, and I always just keep that right in my weeklies, whatever day I'm on, so it makes it really easy to pull open to exactly where you are. And then I also keep my other bookmark trackers at the front. I have a square template that I use to help set up my weeklies. I have my grid space guide. I have my reflections and intention bookmark. I actually did a couple different styles of those, and I have those in here, as well as my key and my life icons. And I will link to all of those videos down in the description box if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for joining me as I set up my bookmarks, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from me. And I hope you enjoy the water tracker and the exercise tracker, and I hope they are of use to you. And until next time, keep planning. Bye!